Brazy.
Yeah.
Looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT
Yeah.
Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G-Money. They win it strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's the Sports Roundtable, and we are live virtually in our virtual studios. We're overlooking the digital world. I am your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead, and I got the crew with me this week for the last show of the year. Can you believe it? The last show of the year. Got my main man from DNA Sports. You can catch him every Monday, 7 to 9 o'clock p.m., Mr. Asa Brown.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's up, Coach?
AB in the house.
Absolutely. Asa Brown, they said the last couple of weeks, they say your boys came to Cameron, and that's one reason why you didn't want to bird told. But anyway, we don't move on. And down at the bottom, he's a Mississippi born, but he loves the state of Georgia. But he roots for USC. And Coach, you ain't gonna believe this. I got a Steeler fan that said they go tune in especially for you. Because they say you got any Steeler fans on there. I said, man, you just get on here and you'll see.
Bring him on.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's a she. So,
she?
Yeah, she's a Steeler fan. So she said that she's lived in the great state of Pennsylvania for quite a little while, and it stared curtains all over the place. So,
all right.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, my main man, the Coach. What's going on, Coach?
What's happening, fellas? H.O. Edie is back, baby. He came back with 13 and 10 coming off the bench. He back.
Okay, well, let me text Hancock. Matter of fact, Coach, here we go. She's on there. She said, go Steelers.
All right, Miss Folks. All right.
There you go. Go Steelers, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, is it 18 winning seasons now for?
Yes, sir. 18 and counting.
18 and counting, huh?
Can he make it to a conference championship?
It's gonna be rocky, but we got to get healthy. You know, we a mini version of the Detroit Lions, but we got people hurt in serious key places. But that's okay. Both of them are expected to be back Saturday. So we beat Baltimore. That makes our job a lot easier. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, Coach, that sound like you got confidence. Well, anyway, I don't have it on the show sheets, but I got my main man Smitty coming on tonight at 7:45 with the Falcons report.
Yeah,
it was last minute, but it was last minute, but Smitty said he got me. Said he gonna come on through, and you know what time it is. He got to talk about that MP9. That's actually what I titled the show tonight, MP9. It is his time. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Before we get into some hot news, fellas, do y'all want to talk about or say, well, I know Ace had a little offline, yada, yada, yada. But before we get started, let's go ahead and give Prime Time his props. Because is it me or is it glaringly noticeable that Prime Time has opened up the doors at all the HBCUs for all these guys to get jobs?
Well, it's been bubbling for the last few years. It was bubbling when he was at Jackson State. Well, and not just him though, but the HBCUs had hired a lot of well-known commodities from the NFL, whether it have been former players or former coaches for a while now.
Mhm.
I think the major success of Prime has brought the attention, you know, well, brought some needed attention to the HBCUs. His couple of years making the run to the Celebration Bowl, but I think really all the attention opened everybody's eyes when he was able to get Hunter to go to Jackson State to begin with.
Okay, yeah,
And so, you know,
that was it right there.
yeah, we can make talking about him being at Jackson State, but it was just okay. Another NFL coach taking um, a subpar job, and this is
Right.
the outside looking in. I'm not saying Jackson State was a subpar job, or any HBCU is a subpar. I'm just saying the overall aesthetics for other people looking in was like, oh, it's a subpar job. But when
Right.
he was able to flip Hunter from already had committed to Alabama, or a powerhouse, SEC powerhouse, and got him to come to Jackson State, that opened the eyes up of a lot of people,
Right.
and probably re-energize some guys to say, hey, let me take a swing, let me go back to my alma mater, i.e. you see with Michael Vick going to Norfolk State, or
There you go.
um now I can't think of the gentleman that's down there. Eddie George is
Eddie
doing
George.
well these last couple of years. He's
Tennessee State.
at Tennessee State. So and there's a few other guys. I forget the gentleman that used to coach at Cleveland. I think he's still coaching.
He's with the Raiders now.
Oh, he did leave. Okay,
Yeah, he's with the
but
Raiders on Monday night on the
yeah,
side.
but he was there for a couple of years. So it just opened the eyes up to people. His success opened some doors. To your point, it re-energized some pathways that people probably hadn't thought about in a while.
Ed Reed, you missed the boat,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
You
Ed
missed the
Reed.
boat. You had a chance. They
Yes,
were
he
ready
did.
to get you in this train and let you ride it and see what happened. But you want to come on being critical and criticizing. You missed the boat, brother. They were right there for you.
Yeah.
Dion said, I'm going to get as many in as I can. And you just didn't take advantage of it. Now, nobody, I don't know if anybody going to want you again. Maybe the assistant, maybe, I don't know, but right there for you. So Michael Vick is just the latest. And to wade into the coaching waters, and I know people. The jokes are already flying. Somebody said, "What is he gonna teach the kids? Dog hunting and stuff like that." See, they already flying the jokes. But I told somebody, the white guy talking about, yeah, we got another felon as a head coach. I said, you got a felon as a president. So what you talking about?
which
You
Right.
really can't say much of nothing. So you kill that joke. That joke won't even fly. So I hope people don't jump out on Michael Vick so early after a year or so and say, "Oh man, Michael Vick can't coach." I mean, hey, let him get in there, get his staff, get his team. They will come, and we'll see what he does with Norfolk. Norfolk hadn't had a winning season in a while, and here's the time for him to do just like Dion, maybe on a lesser level.
Coach and HO, I'll be honest with you. We talking about the doors, or the way that eyes have opened up for people like Michael Vick and um, Eddie George and things of that nature the last few years. I'll be honest with you. Him going to Colorado and making the noise that he's made at Colorado, I think made it a whole lot easier for Belichick to swallow and come back to the college ranks.
Okay,
To
that's a
be
good point.
to be totally honest with you, I mean, not saying that him not getting the job, that this last coaching cycle that went around didn't play a part either. But I think not getting the job and realizing that there were some opportunities, at the collegiate level, because they paying NFL salaries. I think it made that pill a whole lot easier for him to swallow, seeing the success that Dion's got as well. So it's not just at the HBCU level. I think it's made some other people realize, it's okay to come back down to the collegiate level, which is now basically a minor league system. So, you know, you getting paid NFL. What's Belichick getting paid? 5 years, 30 million. 4 years, 30 million.
3 years, 30 million, 10 million a year.
10 million a year. All right, that's equivalent to what they get now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to quote my co-host, the great Reverend Dr. Michael Harris, the doors of the HBO coaching community are open. If there's a job out there, some of these guys who used to play and have an aspiration, here's your chance to start looking at these jobs and trying to get in where you fit in. Don't be so quick to turn it down just because they ain't won anything. Get in there and help them win. Show them you can coach.
And it's okay that you see Teddy Bridgewater went back went back to his high school alma mater and won a state championship. And for people who don't understand, the high school level down in Florida is competitive. The two states I know for sure are the high school level is probably more competitive than the college level is Florida and Texas.
Yeah. Teddy went down there and won a championship, and a lot of his games were not close.
So, you'll probably see somebody another year or two start looking at Teddy.
All right, man. We got to go to the chat real quick. Got to say what's up to Trey Hancock. That's Hancock little brother there, and got to say what's up to the bully generation, new generation bully he's in Rockford, Illinois. So Rockford, Illinois, tuning in Sports Roundtable. What's up? We'll go get him a shout out. But before we move on to the hot news, fellas, what about the Ray Lewis's rumor to possibly taking the FAU job? Or does he get influenced by Mike Vick and go to HBCU?
Man,
if there's an opening.
To be honest, Ray Lewis crazy. He can't coach no. Ray Lewis crazy. Now I don't know if it's there and if they seem like he's the one to do it. Why not give him a chance? It doesn't hurt to apply or try to see if you can get your foot in the door. Hey, anything's possible. That's what Kevin Garnett told us a while back.
Yeah, I agree. All right, with that being said, fellas, we'll go ahead and jump into some hot news. Sports Roundtable Hot News, sponsored by our good old friends, Big E's Grill. I think I might be heading over there this weekend. Big E's Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. The best Louisiana seafood in town. Yes, sir. You can ask me. You can ask Hancock. You can even ask Asa. The shrimps are so big it takes you 2 bites to get rid of one. You can even ask even ask Dez. Dez on here will tell you Big E's Grill is popping as always. Shrimp po' boy, crab claws, and all the good old food at Big E's Grill. I hope I ain't making nobody hungry, but if you do, 1193 Collier Road. Let them know the SRT Sports Roundtable sent you, and you get your 10% off any meals, $25 or more. Boy, that was a whole lot there.
That's a good time and good 30-second commercial. You in there.
30 seconds. Yeah. There you go. All right, we got some hot news. All right, the first item up the bid is he did it, and I think we called it out. He got the Heisman in this past weekend. Shout out to Travis Hunter is winning the Heisman. Ace, I'm gonna go to you first. Your thoughts on him winning the Heisman, and your thoughts on how much of a landslide it was. Well, it was kind of close, I guess.
Yeah, 200 some odd votes. I think it's separated or whatever. I thought it would have been closer. To be honest with you, but first of all, congratulations to him, to Travis Hunter. Congratulations. We at the Black delegation is gonna take go to ask them to put Colorado / Jackson State, you know what I mean, on the bus, on his bus with the Hall of Fame. But congratulations to him. My counterpart at DNA Sports Talk, Don. He's had rolled with Hunter the whole year, especially after like week 3 or 4. You know, basically saying at the end of the day, we've never seen something like this. Somebody playing both sides of the ball full time and excelling at it. You know, wide receiver wise and defensive, cornerback, defensive back wise. So congratulations to him. I personally would have picked Ashton Genty. And so I thought the race would have been a little bit closer. But you know, overall, I don't have an issue. Congratulations to him. I think my one thing I might have a problem with has nothing to do with the him getting the Heisman. I just have a problem with how they go about making their decisions because it seems to flip flop from year to year on what they want to base. When there's a quarterback, for an example, even this year, the gentleman from Oregon, I don't know how he got invited and you didn't invite Shador.
Right.
No.
His numbers don't even pay a comparison.
But you invited him because he's on the number 1 team in the country. You know what I mean? And going into the playoffs. It's the only reason, because when you start looking at the stats as far as Ward, Shador, than him, Shador should have been invited as well. And then when you start going back through the history or whatever, I just don't understand from year to year what their parameters are. Because if you look at Genty's numbers from previous running backs in the last 6 or 7 years, he should have won.
Right. Well,
So,
let's take Mark Ingram numbers way less than Genty, and he won the Heisman in 2009.
Because he's on the number 1 team that was on the way to winning the national championship. So they say that doesn't count to a degree, but I think it does have a heavy. Well, in this year, I think in reverse, because he played at a high level on both ends, but you got Boise State going to the playoffs and highly ranked. It seemed to work against him this year. That's my only. I haven't put my head around how they come about their reasoning from year to year.
Yeah, well, it's like that even when there was 4 teams trying to get into the championship, they had a different reason each and every year. So
yeah,
I don't know what we can expect at this particular point. Maybe Phil Knight pulled out the checkbook and said, "I'll pay for him to get to New York." I mean, let's be real. This is about money. So
yeah, I mean, like I said,
every piece of the globe had to be represented somehow, somewhere.
Unless there's a limit to how many people you can invite. You know, I thought 5 was the most you could, or the most that's probably ever been invited. And if 5 is that number, this year should have been 5. Shador should have been up there.
Yeah, they figured he would go come anyway, I guess. But
yeah.
All right, Coach, your thoughts on Travis? And I think we called it on this show way back when, but you know, I got it archived, so go back through the archives and see which show that we had called this out.
Yeah, to Ace's point, Dylan Gabriel was invited because number 1, he playing for the number 1 team in America, and he got good stats. And 2, they needed somebody to color your beard to fill it out and make it official. You know, had to get somebody like that in there. And then, you know, with Shador not being invited, somebody tried to tell me, well, Shador couldn't come because Travis Hunter was already there. I said Matt Leinart came when Reggie Bush won the Heisman. Well, what are you saying? Could you try a better excuse? No, that's
because
not
somebody got to be giving Hunter the ball for him to be considered a highly touted wide receiver. He got to be catching that thing, you know what I mean, at a high clip. So I mean, somebody throwing it at a high clip.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, somebody talking about, well, Genty should have been. He probably should have been, but the West Coast situation kind of hurt him a little bit. Like I said, when you see in Boise State games at 12 o'clock at night, not a lot of people staying up to watch those games, and therefore you miss out on the talent that is Genty. He's gonna prove himself in the NFL. Unfortunately, the way it's looking, he's gonna end up being drafted by the Cowboys. Good luck with that. I hope he can manage to wade through that media circus with Jared. That's who they're projecting to get him. So we'll see. But I mean, it was a good night. But I gotta. Oh no, I'm gonna save that. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna save that for my Buster. So I'm gonna
You
save
got
that.
a buster. You got a buster.
Yes, sir.
I know you talking about them folks who talking about Travis' girlfriend. I guess.
Gosh Almighty. Okay, go ahead, Ho.
Yeah. So Travis wins. He thinks Dion, thinks his mom, thinks his dad, who was I think is in the halfway house and couldn't get there. But Dion has done an excellent job fathering kids, mentoring kids. And I think that goes overlooked a lot of times when kids don't know or people don't know where these kids. Do you know what it took for this kid to flip to Jackson State? I mean, you got to understand this kid he's from Florida, moved to Georgia because of he stayed in trouble in Florida. He's going to Collins Hill. Is it Collins Hill, coach? He was at Collins Hills,
Yes,
right?
sir. You call it here.
Yeah.
At Collins Hill, out
Collins
there.
Hill Eagles.
Yeah, and Kirby was trying to get him bad. I mean, I think Kirby them had rented an apartment down here in Swanee somewhere in Gwinnett, trying to get him. And he said he was verbally committed to Florida State, and he was going to Florida State. And when Dion got the job, Dion smooth. He told Shador to make the phone call. He didn't have to make it. Shador call this young man and let's get it on.
Yep. And now brothers for life.
So that was, and I bring that up to say that sometimes we don't understand the effect that some things and what people are going through or go through to try to get to the next level. Now the man has changed his life forever. He couldn't never imagine going to Jackson State that he could be playing against top competition to try to get to the NFL, which is his ultimate goal. But when Colorado came calling, and he said, and Dion said, "We packing up, moving west to Colorado." That put him right back in the ball game. So, can you imagine going to Jackson State with your dream going to the NFL? How would you have felt knowing that your dreams may not be accomplished because you're going to a HBCU? That's tough.
Oh yeah.
That's tough. And coach, you from Mississippi, you understand the Jackson State whole era in Montreal now.
Yeah, I don't like nothing about Jackson State at all. Period. I never like. Only thing I like about Jackson State is Walter Payton and Robert Brazile. And
You don't like the Boom? You don't like Sonic Boom?
heck no. And
Sonic Boom don't do it for you either.
I went to Mississippi Valley with my boy, who I know personally. I'm name dropping now, Jerry World Wright. So that's my dog. I'm not worried about in Willie Todd. And I'm not worried about Jackson State. My whole family went to Jackson State. Brother, sister, mama, everybody, aunties, uncles, cousins, and we have our little reunion. I get it from all sides. So hey, I can't like Jackson State. Hope they ain't watching.
Somebody watching. You about to get all the hate mail. Somebody watching.
Somebody gonna tell on you. Listen, coach, your Pittsburgh fan, Regina, she went from Pittsburgh. She's from Mississippi and went to Pittsburgh.
What city in I need to know what city in Mississippi.
I don't know. Maybe she's still listening. She'll throw it up on the screen, but I can't remember. But she did say that they have more meat markets than red lights. I say, well. How about that? All right, so our next item up the bid is, we talked about this earlier. Coach, this probably gonna be a little sore. Oh, there she goes. She did say Meridian.
She right there.
She a down south girl. She a
yeah.
girl.
Yeah. She right. She ain't far from here.
Yeah. So
You're right off 20.
she said Thanksgiving they eat deers, possum, and all kind of stuff.
Wait, hold up, H. I'm gonna stop you right there. You getting a little countrifying Mississippi a little too much there.
Well, I'm just repeating what I heard.
No, and
I
I
told, like I
I don't
told
eat
her, we don't use we don't use the word country. The proper word to use is southern. Not country, but southern.
Southern. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that makes it feel better.
Yeah. It is southern. It's a southern thing. Because I think she said, "What and where are you from, sir?"
I'm gonna put it in there right now. Try to at least.
She talking about she country. Oh boy, I tell you. All right, so let's
Greenville, Regina. Miss Regina,
Greenville. There
Greenville.
you go.
Oh, I'm about
Greenville.
to. If you had said Greenwood, coach, you had to have a little talk offline. If you had said
Yeah,
Greenwood.
And I've been in Greenwood. When I went to Valley, I went in Greenwood many a day.
Hey, is that the place where they make that whiskey? Greenwood.
No,
There's a
No.
whiskey called Greenwood.
There's a whiskey. I know it's what's called Greenwood, yeah, but it's not down there though. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Bill Belichick, he's taking over the state of North Carolina right now. Yeah, the press conference. He's taking 3 years, $30 million to coach the team. He goes into the interview with a 400-page synopsis
Dossier.
of how he's going to make this school and run it like a NFL program. So I'm gonna start with Coach. Coach, your thoughts on your school making this thing happen?
I mean, he got the. I'm gonna use one of them Stephen A. words, your favorite buddy. He got the cachet to go in there and do it. I mean, people. There have been some people that have turned around in the portal and decided to come to Carolina already because they see Belichick. Because one thing they do know, he will get you to the NFL. And looking at that schedule, he can have a winning season his first year. Because that schedule is not tough. I think Clemson is the toughest game on the schedule. And after that, he got games, winnable games. Georgia Tech gonna be tough. He got winnable games on there. So it all depends on if they respond to what he says. But how can you not respond to a man that walks into your house, a Super Bowl champion many times over, and say, "Hey, I want you to be with my team, and I want you to lead my team"? How can you not respond to that and want to play for him? People talking about, well, he never coached college, but he coached pros, and he has coached before. And I want to see how he does this first year. I'm not going to judge him on his first year either, because anything can happen. He got to get his kids in there, to come to the program. So I think they're going to be decent the first year. They're going to make a bowl. Now, folks saying national championship, pump your brakes. It's not going to be that easy because he ain't got the players in there like that. But he's going to have a great season this year, I think.
Well, word on the street is Coach Belichick about to get Hubert Davis fired because they're trying to concentrate. They turning their attention to Coach Belichick, and they go, "This is a good time." They say this is the perfect time to go ahead and get rid of Hubert Davis while Belichick news is floating along.
Oh, Hubert got to go on about a 10-game winning streak and blaze through the ACC because the non-conference schedule is killing him. He got to just burn through the ACC to get back into some favor, I guess.
Yeah, he's looking like my fantasy league team in football. They 6-5. All right, Ace, so what you got? Bill Belichick to UNC.
Excuse me. Like I said earlier, I think the success of Dion opened up the eyes of some, probably opened his eyes up a little bit more and understood, understood that it's not a bad thing to go back to college.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, I think everybody understands now, college is the minor leagues.
Yeah.
People understand, okay, we paying these kids to play, so let's treat them as such. So for him to go in there with the program already ready, that dossier, I'm calling it, and and Carolina agreed to it. Now I'm interested to see a couple of things: who he brings on his staff, OC. He gonna handle the defense, but it'd be interesting to see who he brings on his staff. But let's see the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, if he starts turning out two things. If he starts turning out guys to the NFL, and what kind of bump those guys may get in draft. So, you're going to have your first rounders, right? Talent is talent. You can't, But I wonder if a guy that's probably would have been a third round might wind up being a second round because he went to North Carolina, got trained under the Belichick program, and now I'll take him at the second round because I know he's NFL ready, more so than somebody who did not go through that program and may not be as NFL ready day one. I wonder what kind of bump it'll be interesting to see what kind of bump some kids may get coming out of North Carolina that in previous years would have been a third or fourth round that now maybe be a late second, early third. So we'll.
So you saying that if Drake May would have played in North Carolina under Belichick, he would have went first overall?
No, what I'm saying is if you had you could name that cornerback this year at North Carolina who may wind up going a fifth round. But I think he might get more eyes on him when Belichick is there. So instead of going 5, he's going 3, third round. You see what I'm saying? So I just wonder what kind of bump some of these guys would get.
What was Tom Brady's old offensive coordinator name?
Talking about big boy that went to Notre Dame.
No, the one he won the Super Bowl with.
I see his face. He wound up going to Denver and quit and came back to New England. Yeah. And then had a job at the Raiders for half a minute as well. Oh my goodness, I cannot think of old guy's name. I know you're talking about.
I can't. I want to say his name, but I don't want to mess up. I was gonna say McDonald, but that's not it.
Does he go with Belichick back down to college or go follow Belichick? Shoot, I can't think.
Again, it'll be interesting what he picks. Does he pick some NFL experienced coaches? I mean, you know what? Hey, listen. Would Bieniemy be good to go down there to North Carolina with him since he flamed out at UCLA? But would it make sense for him to go to North Carolina and be the OC there? It'll be interesting. I think he's going to have to initially hire some people who do have some experience with college, so he doesn't get in trouble when it comes to all the NCAA rules that are out there outside of what we're paying him now. So I think he'll need someone there to help him navigate this portal and navigate the transfer and the guys who have a red shirt a red shirt season option because of injury or whatever the case may be. He'll probably have to have someone that has that experience, but he's going to handle the defense. That.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
And maybe so. Maybe Josh comes down in. That makes it easier for him transition-wise.
That's it. Josh
I would imagine in that dossier he wrote, he got all the hiring power too. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch. But I'm with you too, Coach. They should be able to win. Coaching alone, they should be able to win 7 games until you start getting the talent that you need. But coaching alone should get them 7.
Yeah, you get some wins based off just who you are and what you can bring. So we'll see how it works. I hope I don't know how he's gonna handle it, but hey, He's gonna get him a staff. Don't think. And y'all watch the staff that starts coming. Names start coming up. Once he starts selecting people, everybody gonna be like, "Oh wow, he got him. And wow, he
I
got
mean,
him."
listen, he can go and get. Now I'm doing the hiring for him. He can go and get Leftwich. I don't know where Leftwich is at since he left Tampa Bay. You can get Bieniemy. There's some coordinators out there who need a job and needs to get seen. The coaches too probably need a job to get seen to get back into the NFL. So he's going to be a stopping point, not just for players but for coaches too.
All right, make sure y'all remember Bill Belichick's name as we continue on the show when we get to our 3-point shot. Just remember his name.
Uh-oh.
All right, so our next thing, did the Lions get exposed this past week by the Buffalo Bills? I mean, is it the injuries or did they actually get exposed by Buffalo?
That,
right, what you got?
a little bit of both, but to me, it's more bad coaching. So, they have injuries, and they have injuries in the wrong. They got on the defensive side. Now they got injuries on the offensive side as well. They have injuries, so you're not as able to put as much pressure as they could have when if Hutchinson was there and things of that nature. But when your defense is a little bit not up to par or not at full par, then you got to start playing complementary football to protect your defense. And I don't think Dan Campbell understands that. So too many going forward on fourth downs. It's almost impossible now to get an onside kick because you have to announce it.
Yeah.
So really the only way to go for an onside kick is when you have no other choice but then to go for an onside kick. He had all kind of other choices he could have did. One of them, kick the ball away and play a little bit of defense because you had some momentum after you just scored, but then you gave it all back with a short field, with a defense that, like you said, are they being exposed? I think they're struggling. Some of it's because of injury, but why put that pressure right back on them when you got like a 3% chance of even getting the onside kick? So to me, it's more bad coaching it's more bad coaching overall than it is anything else.
Okay. They were the hottest team in the NFC, and they look like they on their way to the Super Bowl. Now the injury bugs hit them, and now David Montgomery is out for the season. Does this affect their Super Bowl run, in your opinion?
It brings them down even to everybody else. Before, I think they were slightly better than Minnesota. I thought they might have been slightly better than Philadelphia. Now they're even with Minnesota. They're even with Green Bay. And Philadelphia, to me now, is slightly better than them.
Okay. So Dan Campbell continued to make bad decisions, as Asa say. All right, Coach, what you got on Detroit? Did they get exposed, or you go? Dad said you brought up the injuries last week, so you sticking with the injuries, or you going with what Asa said, or they got exposed?
It's a little of both. I mean, you looking at Buffalo. You're not looking at the Giants. You're looking at a team that can score and who got weapons. And Detroit pretty much can make another team out of the injuries they got. All the people they got hurt. But, like they said, that's why you have rosters and depth charts. Somebody gets hurt, you just make that call. Hey, man, you ready? Come on, you ready? Unless your name is what's the boy name? For the Niners.
Shanahan.
No, the player.
Oh, my man that walked off last week.
Yeah, unless you him.
Oh, Campbell.
Yeah,
Campbell,
you can't call him because he gone. He don't want to play. So, I mean, Detroit, people don't understand. I guess they don't. I don't know if they want to look at it or not. I ain't counting Detroit out because Detroit still scored 42 points. They still put up some numbers on Buffalo, And so by a long shot, they not done. I think, like you said, Philadelphia eased a little bit ahead of them because Philadelphia seen them turn the corner. Know their defense is solid, but now if they get that offense, if they don't have to depend on Saquon Barkley and they can throw that ball, they're gonna be tough to beat. It's gonna be hard to beat them, but they're gonna give it to Barkley, and Barkley's gonna do his thing. So that NFC is gonna be tough. There's a lot of teams there in the NFC that could get to the Super Bowl from that side. I mean, it's about 6 of them that have skills enough to do that damage. So we'll see.
Ho, he gotta play. He gotta coach down complementary football, and he has to understand. Yeah, I can score points in bunches, but I need to somehow protect my defense. So he's gonna have to, and I know it's gonna probably be hard for him, but he's gonna have to pull back on that. I'm gonna call it risk it, no biscuit, part 2. You know what I mean? He seems to be a disciple of I can't call nobody's name now. He used to head coach for Arizona, and then Tampa Bay.
Kingsbury?
No, the older gentleman. He was the head coach of Arizona, and then the head coach. Yeah, Arians, and he was the offensive coordinator for your boys in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Campbell seems that. I wonder if Campbell played under him at some point in his career, but he seems to be, a risk it, no biscuit type guy. He's going to have to rein that in with your defense not being at full throttle. And so play a little bit ball control. If you can, not turn it into a up and down scoring game because your defense got too many holes right now. So, but yeah, like I said, that going forward, going onside, kicking it, and all that kind of stuff. I just, gonna have to play this. It bit them in that game, and they lost 48-42.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It bit them last year in the playoffs against 49ers going for it 2 times. I feel, he's gonna have to understand how to control that self, how to control it within him, So, but because of all the injuries, he's leveled out.
Let's talk about Josh Allen real quick. As D. Will says, we keep patting Josh Allen on the back for no good reason, but he continues to have good games and great games. Did he sum up his MVP campaign with this victory over the best team in the NFC this past week?
Just about.
Just about. I still think there's a pathway for Saquon to get there. But we'll see how if they handle business against Washington. I think they play them this weekend. That'll pretty much wrap up the NFC East. And then, if they're a solid 2 seed, he may not. They may come off the throttle a little bit for the last 2 games or whatever. So he may not reach that Eric Dickerson number. Okay. But I think he pretty much. I think Allen. I know when you put up Lamar stats and Allen stats, Lamar got better numbers or a little bit better numbers than Allen. Burrow probably has the same or a little bit better numbers than Allen, but none of them this year. Well, we're not going to count Burrow because they 6-8 and not making the playoffs. So you're not going to get an MVP in the NFL when your team is below 500. That's just not going to happen. Lamar, everybody's going to split. That's going to split him between him and King Henry. So they're going to chop up blocks. And this year, when he has made his splash, he has made his splash. Like that Detroit game, what did he do? 3 passing touchdowns, 3 running touchdowns. Whenever he's made that splash, it's been double numbers
2 touchdowns in the air, 2 on the ground. You know, so he's just this year. He has top three or 4 stats, and his big games have been big games. So, and they've been waiting for a while. They've been waiting for a while to crown. They've been trying to crown Josh Allen for about 2 or 3 years now, and has been that man number 15 down there in KC. Been stomping all over. Been stomping all over his parade, and so he's not having a great year this year, but the team is having a great year. But I think they're going to wind up giving it to Allen this year. And some people say Allen probably should have got it last year when Lamar got it. So it might be a little bit of that bias too, you know. Almost like in the NBA when Joker got it 1 year and everybody thought Embiid should have got it that year. Then the very next year, Joker had a better year than the year he won it, but they still gave it to Embiid. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes the voters will kind of make up for their mistake the very next year. So,
all right, man. With that being said, that's going to end our hot news, and it's time to jump right into it. I got some folks logging in, ready to hear this. We had breaking news last night, Tuesday night, and we got somebody here that's going to talk about it and let us know what actually went down and how we're going to move forward. You already know who he is. My main man.
Smitty.
What's up, fellas?
Smitty Smith. Hancock already sent me a couple of comments. They say,
man,
last night he texted me and said, call Smitty to make sure he's on the show tomorrow. I said, look him. And then before he hung up, did I not say what was going to happen? What happened is happening.
Yeah.
I said, listen, man, look, you know, somebody had the right to be on accurate. Somebody had the right to speak their mind. But right now, Smitty is on here to let us know what actually went on. And I put some fillers out. And they go there and say, what up, Smitty? And all right, so go ahead and break it down for me, Smitty. You already know what happened. If you've been hiding up under a rock, Smitty Smith finna break it down. Last night, boom.
Last night, it just all came down to timing. The last 5 games, 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions, averaging 250 yards a game. Not gonna cut it with the turnovers. Raheem Morris said it. Turnovers hurt us during this stretch. And honestly, and I told y'all on the show a couple of weeks ago, I think they should have made the move a couple of weeks ago, to probably save their playoff hopes. So as I look at it, they got to pray Tampa Bay lose a game, and they have to beat the Commanders next week. So look, I'm telling you, this move now, honestly, it's more of we gonna see what Penix got going into the offseason, give him a little bit of momentum and a little bit of reps to get his feet wet in the NFL. So next year it won't be coming as a surprise. And we all know, you just talked about Patrick Mahomes. He didn't play until that last game of his rookie season. Very next year, 50 touchdowns. So look, Penix has sat back and learned the offense. He's been practicing. So hopefully he hits the ground running. And it still boils down to play calling with Zach Robinson at the end of the day. He has to simplify that playbook, and he has to put Michael Penix in the best situation, just like he failed to do with Kirk Cousins in certain situations.
I got you. Hold on, Ace. Hold on. Before we get to any kind of question, Smitty, I want to give you some love and let you know how our listeners love your content and love what you do. And Dez, he already said that he did it. So you did it last night.
Man. Yeah, right, man. Look, that line was jumping last night, man.
Yes, sir.
I had like 500 people in there at one time.
There you go. All right, go ahead, Ace. I know you jumping over there.
So I'm Smitty. Listen, how many heads rolling this off season? Cause
what you mean, front office coaches or what?
Both. But let's start on the coaching staff. But because what I'm about to say is they're not making the playoffs. I'm gonna say that now. I was on board 3 weeks ago. I was like, well, they got the tiebreaker. They got a 2-game lead. finish 10-7, they'll win the division.
But honestly, can you say that with the way the Commanders played against the Saints last week?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. But so even before the Commanders, the one game I thought that they would have to hope for, because they need help, right? Was the Chargers beating Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay ran through them. So there's nobody else on the schedule now for Tampa Bay that I'm scared of. What, they got the Saints left and they got Carolina left, right? Am I correct? And then who they played for third team?
But you got to think, Ace, them will do division game. Division game is totally different.
They got something to play for, though, Smitty. They got in Tampa Bay, I think quiet is kept. I won't say Todd Bowles is coaching for his job, but I think Todd Bowles he's coaching for his job. You know what I mean? So you can't squander this. You can't squander this chance of winning the division. You know what I mean? With all going on down there, with everywhere else within the division, you can't squander this one game lead. So he's coaching for his job as well. So that's one. I hate to say it. I just don't think it's happening. And even if they beat the Raiders and the hope is still alive, they're not beating the Commanders, who are still trying to maybe improve get into the playoffs and or improve their seeding. You know what I mean? Maybe not be 7, try to get to 6 or whatever. And that game's on the road. So it's to me, it's not happening.
But look, I think the reason why the Falcons have a chance in that Commanders game, you got to think too. Dan Quinn and Raheem Moore was on the same staff in Atlanta, so they pretty much know each other. They pretty much can feel each other out as far as what the other one is going to do. I think the Falcons' problem, is going to be contained in Jaden Daniels, and the way the Falcons defense has played the last 4 games, I think they can actually do that. It's been the offense that's been sputtering. So
I'm gonna push back on you a little bit on that. Go ahead. Still don't have no pass rush. So that boy Jaden Daniels gonna sit around there and dot the I's, cross the T's all game long. There's no pass rush.
You know football just like I know football. Last 3 games, 14 sacks. First 9 games first 10 games only 9. So the last
against who?
Games, they have
against against who?
I mean, it's still giving them confidence as far as the pass rush. That's all I'm saying.
I get it. I don't see it. And the second thing is, we all watched that Raiders game. As much as we want to blame, as much as we want to throw on to Kirk Cousins, and rightfully so, that was one of the poorest play calling games I've seen in a long time.
I agree.
So 100%. So if you put Penix in and he's still calling the plays, they had the ball. They had the ball for 8 minutes in the fourth quarter inside the Raiders' 40-yard line. They got no points.
I'm telling you, and you heard it here first. I think Zach Robinson has that Kyle Shanahan syndrome. And what I mean by that, he's up to be a coach, maybe at the NFL level, maybe at the college level, and he's a little bit distracted right now. Because early in the season, when they went on that 4-game stretch where they scored 30 points a game, he looked like a totally different coordinator. He looked like he figured it out. But he took a step back. And honestly, I just think it's a distraction somewhere in that office somewhere. So he has to figure that out. And honestly, you better figure out fast, because with Penix, you can't make this kid look bad. You can't.
No.
That's why I'm pushing back. Like, I don't think they get the Giants here at home. Giants are poor. They don't have a quarterback either. Who they playing? Drew Lock or DeVito? It don't matter. So
I think Tim Boyle going quarterback Sunday.
Oh, they ain't even going. Okay, so again, it's going to be Boyle. It might be better than DeVito and Drew Lock. So you might have some competency back there. So I'm just saying you're gonna. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to sound like I'm the bearer of bad news. I watched that Raiders game with the Raiders having no quarterback, and somehow it was still a Hail Mary pass away from losing the game. How? And it's not on the defense or special teams, because they blocked 2 punts, got a number of sacks, as you mentioned, and you still wind up with only 15 points?
Inconsistent play caller. I've been saying it all season. When you have inconsistent play calling and can't get the ball in the end zone, these type of things are going to happen. So if he can't be consistent with his play calling, honestly, I don't even think he needs to be here next year because he's had a whole season. He's had a whole season to get it right.
Then Smitty, you might need to get rid of him now because you don't put your future in his hands.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But honestly, I really don't want him to come back. But again, this is why I said you should have hired veteran coaches to coach these veteran players, and then had those younger coaches as position coaches, and then let them move their way up. You just don't throw them in the fire when they never called to play offense or defense in the NFL. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Smith, here's a message for you from last night.
Oh yeah, Dez. I know that one. It was another dude named Desmond Madden. I knew who it was. He's always on the NFC South Roundtable show, so I knew it wasn't you, man. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So Smitty, what happens if Penix comes out? He played the whole game. He plays terrible. Throws a couple of interceptions. Throws about 100-something yards, and the Giants lose. Giants beat the Falcons. What's next?
That's gonna be bad news for Raheem Morris, because again, preparation is everything, and if he didn't prepare for this team, it'll show. They don't even have a reason to lose this game. The Giants' top defender is out for the year. Yes, they have a good pass rush, but without Dexter Lawrence, I just think they average on defense. Malik Neighbors is going to get his because we know he's one of the top young receivers in the league, so he's going to get his. But outside of that, what do they have? Nothing. So do what you do. Bijan, Tyler, you run behind them, make the rookie comfortable when he needs to make a throw and he needs to come through. He needs to make those throws. That's all that needs to happen. Use that run game to 168 yards last week. I think they need to use that same formula going forward. And my opinion is when it's your time and you called upon, you make those throws.
So Smitty, I had a couple of questions that come into my text today because
go ahead.
They knew that you was coming on. They want to know, let me read it. Ask Smitty who made the call for Penix last night.
Arthur Blank.
Upper management.
Yeah, Arthur Blank 100%. And I got sources behind the scene that said that Penix was Arthur Blank's choice and not Terry Fontenot.
Oh, okay.
So it's Arthur Blank all day long.
Hey, go ahead, H.O.
With that being said, that puts a little wrinkle in the Kirk Cousins signing if Arthur Blank wanted Penix. Did he actually really want Kirk Cousins?
No, I think that was more Fontenot and Rich McKay.
Oh wow!
Then how you wind up giving this man $100 million guaranteed?
Look, they let's just put it like this. They played cards. They played poker. They said we're gonna gamble on Cousins and see how far we can get with him. If he doesn't work out, we have an insurance policy. So now that insurance policy is going to come, they got to go with the insurance policy, because guess what? Those hits that he took in the Denver and Tampa Bay game, they just started catching up with him. And you got to think too, he still has that Achilles injury, which is not 100%. So he's still not stepping in the throws. And now that he can't step in the throws, he's getting slammed on his shoulder and his elbow. So now, he cannot get the ball out like he needs to. And it's just that, and father time too. It's just all that wrapped up into one.
Well, to your point, Smitty and H.O., if it's Arthur Blank's call, they're gonna give Raheem a hard decision. Either you or one of them. And I think Raheem, that's why I say a lot of heads gonna roll at the end of the season, because Raheem gonna have to fire a couple of his people.
You mean one of his coaches?
Yeah.
That's easy. I think both of the coordinators gone.
That's what I'm saying. He gonna have to make that decision, because you don't be 6-3, and I can't think of the last time a team fumbled a division this way in a long time.
It was 2000, I want to say 14 or 15. Falcons started off 5-0, and then they just fell off a cliff and ended the season 8-8. So they've done it before. They've done it before.
All right, Smith, here we go. Ask Smitty if Penix helped the Falcons get to the playoff, will Terry Fontenot or Raheem Morris be held to the fire to say what took them so long to put him in the game?
Of course. I just said it. I feel like they should have made the move 2-3 weeks ago when you knew his arm and his mechanics were off. Honestly, outside of the Denver game, they could have won those games. As at some point, they were in the game, just like the Los Angeles Chargers game at home. That pick six in the fourth quarter was the deciding factor of the whole game.
Yep, in the game.
You mean to tell me they couldn't put up more than 13 points against a Chargers team that just got smoked for 40 against Tampa Bay, who we beat twice? That's a bad look. So, look, I think even in that game, Penix could have came in and put up 2 touchdowns. I think we still should have won that game. So it's games like that that make you go, what if Penix would have been in at that point and made some of those throws? Because 4 interceptions, I doubt if Penix would have even done that. Yeah, that was a sign it was time for a change then.
What would you say if, well, let's just do it this way. Coming off Monday night, that means we're a day behind.
Right. Short
Penix does not get a full week of practice. Does that affect the preparation in the game Sunday?
No, because he's been going through the playbook and through the film room all season. So when his number is called, he should be ready. So I don't think it'll be a problem. You got to remember he didn't play Monday night. So he's just sitting on the sideline waiting. So I don't think it affects him at all. If it's Kirk Cousins, yeah, it affects him. But Michael Penix, no.
All right. So what do you do? Yeah. Now this is my question. This is not a thing. What do you do with Penix starting and the blind side is Caleb McGarry? Do you use a tight end on that side?
You add Charlie Warren to the right side. Yeah.
Do you just trust McGarry to protect Penix?
No.
How are you going into that game for that?
You put that extra tight end on the right side, and
tight end on the right side.
Yeah, you use a 2 tight end set, and if need be, you can use the tight end as an H back. So you just got to add an extra block, especially if you got somebody with slow feet like McGarry and they going against a speedy rusher. Now, even though Thibodeau is on the other side, you still got Brian Burns on the other side of him. So they still gonna bring pressure. So what you got to do, like I said with Kirk Cousins, you got to try to get those 3 to 5 step drops. And one good thing is that he's not stationary. Penix can move around the pocket. So by him being able to move around the pocket, I think that bodes well for the Falcons offense. So I think he can get these receivers the ball, and I think Bijan Robinson also will be a key part of this pass game.
What can help Penix the most, the run game or the pass blocking?
Run game. If they run the ball effectively, that pushes the front 7, that pushes the linebackers and the pass rushers off the line, and I think it opened up pass lanes, and I think he can make any throw on the field. So look for a couple of big plays this game because Bijan Robinson has been running wild this year. Went over 1,000 yards, and I think he's one of the best young running backs in the league. So him and Algier, if they can do like they did last year with those last week with those 168 yards, and they get close to that this game, I think that's the recipe for a win.
Saw your video last week when you was you posted about the guy on Twitter talking about how the locker room is saying that Penix may be the
better quarterback,
the best quarterback in in the locker room. Did a little more digging, and rumor has it that the locker room is actually split now.
I've heard that.
So I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts and get your opinion, and are your sources telling you that the locker room is split and the some of the body language, as you saw Monday night, some of the body languages from the players, they're just sick and tired of going through the motion and not getting a better play for their quarterback. So I'm gonna let you just talk
and I think that has something to do with the quarterback change as well. A lot of the players are getting frustrated, especially the receivers. I saw Ray McLeod on the field the other night when Cousins, he was standing there wide open and Cousins missed him, and he just clapped his hands and like, what's going on, man? So I think like Jordan Schultz said, if a player tells you that they feel like the younger quarterback is the better option, what's going on? Why the coach, not listen to his players? So at the end of the day, that's a point of disconnect. And when the players disconnect from the coaches, that means that 9 times out of 10 he loses the locker room. The way he regains that, start winning football games, and win that confidence back. If he don't do that, it's going to be a long last part of the season. So hopefully this game, they can reconnect and he can get things going back in the right direction.
All right, I'm gonna pick it back off what Dez just asked. What if Kyle Pitts have a career game Sunday, and we find out that Penix was the key to unlock Kyle Pitts?
I don't think it was so much Penix being the key to unlocking him. I just think it was Cousins not having confidence in him, because I would see Kyle Pitts run down the middle of the field wide open as well, but Kurt would look in another direction because I guess he don't trust him. But if Penix gets him the football, because look, just remember that game where the Tampa Bay game where he had that long reception and ended up fumbling at the goal line. He had 92 yards and 2 touchdowns that game. So that lets you know that Cousins was the problem with him not getting the football. So now you get somebody in that can get him to fit those tight windows. He's one of those tight ends. He's not gonna post up like a Tony Gonzalez or Travis Kelce. He's one of those tight ends you have to catch in stride. He's like a wide receiver, more like. So I feel like with a guy like that with an 83-inch wingspan and your quarterback cannot get him the football, that's a quarterback problem. That is not a Kyle Pitts problem. Now, he's lazy on some plays. I get that. But if you see him out doing what he needs to do to beat his man in coverage, you got to give him the football. This is why they drafted him. So, look, it's a lot of reason to this downfall with Kirk Cousins. So,
H.O. H.O.
Yeah.
Some of your questions coming from the audience, I don't know why the questions are coming as if Cousins gonna ever play another snap with the Falcons. It's this move is over. We got to swallow this $100 million pill.
Yeah.
So
once you make that move, you can't go back.
Only way you're going back to him is if something happens to Penix.
Yeah.
So for the rest of this year, Cousins is $100 million man holding the clipboard.
Right.
The highest paid backup in the league.
And then you got to find somebody to take him off your hands for a fourth, hopefully maybe a third round, but more like a 4th round pick.
And like that, you're going to have to trade a pick as well, because it's for them to take on that contract.
Yeah.
They're going to have to pay $27 million off top for you to only eat the other 37. So, yeah. So I don't know why. I mean, I understand the questions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But the questions should be really, what is out there in the draft for the backup moving forward? Or what can we do? What can we do to maybe sucker a team into taking Cousins, and giving Atlanta something back more than what you would normally get? Like, could you do something with Dallas? Because who knows? They may not. I mean, they just paid Dak a lot of money. They in the same boat. Yeah. But honestly,
any team that needs a veteran quarterback for a year or two.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna be honest with you, Asa. I think Cleveland is the perfect spot for him, and I know I heard it on the been reading about it, but honestly, that's the right assessment, because Kevin Stefanski was with him in Minnesota, and they're not going to stick with Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston. Not the answer. So get him for a year until Arch Manning or one of those quarterback comes in a couple of years, and you get one of those guys, and you just ride it out like that. So I mean, it's going to be suitors. The Raiders could be another spot, especially if they don't go with Shedeur Sanders. If they can't get Shedeur, because I'm telling you, that number 1 spot, somebody's going to trade up just to go get Shedeur, especially if they fire their head coach and Deion says, hey, I'm going to follow my son to the NFL. Because guess what? That's box office. And in a market like New York or Las Vegas, Deion would sell tickets. Deion would make money. So yeah, Kirk Cousins is gonna get suitors. I mean, it might not be the one we want, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go back to the text line and see what we got.
I'm about to get out of here in about 2 minutes because I got my show starting in a minute.
All right.
So I got
What?
about 5 minutes.
All right. So this says it. This says the end of Kurt. Have we seen the last play for Kurt Cousins in Atlanta?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way
Ain't no going back.
Yeah, you can't go backwards. It's just like once Michael Vick took over for Chris Chandler. We know it was, the writing was on the wall. It's the same move.
What who's the backup? Who's gonna be the backup going in the Sunday night game?
Probably gonna be Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be Cousins. Because I think they're the only two quarterbacks on the roster right now.
On the roster,
I think they have a quarterback on the practice squad, but I have to look and see.
I can see that. I think that's about it. I think that's all I have. Other than oh yeah, I do. I want you to do a research on this. The real bright spot about this minute going into Sunday is, will this be the first time in NFL history that you have a black GM, a black head coach with a black starting quarterback?
You said would this be the first time?
Yeah.
No, because yeah, I think so. I was gonna say Baltimore, but I forgot John.
But no, John Harbaugh was coach and Ozzie Newsome was the GM. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it probably would be the first time. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the only bright spot we got going into Sunday until we win.
I honestly think, man, I think Michael Penix could be a bright spot because this team just needs energy. And you can look at Raheem Morris. He hadn't had energy in probably over a month and a half. He's on the sideline looking lost too. He's looking like Arthur Smith was looking last year. So you put in a new quarterback, get some fresh energy. I think it changed the complexity of the whole team.
Yeah. All right. If they don't make the playoff, real talk. If they don't make the playoff this year, is Terry gone, Raheem gone, or what's the deal? I know we kind of.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility that Terry could be gone. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say Arthur Blank rides out with them one more year, just because they're still playing with most of the players from the last regime. Well, hell, really the last two regimes. So they'll give him another year, depending on how this season ends.
So
somebody had got a roll, Smitty. You don't be 6-3. Somebody had got a roll. I ain't saying Raheem should get fired.
I think it'll be those coordinators, if anything.
Okay, we good. Because there's no way, as much as we try to say sometimes we don't appease the fan base, you got to appease your fan base. There's no way you go 6-3 and then you might wind up 8-9 and out the playoffs. Somebody had got a roll. Somebody got to be a sacrificial lamb.
And two, now, the reason why I wouldn't rule out Raheem Morris being fired, if somebody coach becomes on the market like a Kyle Shanahan becomes on the market, I can see him coming back to Atlanta. So they have history.
Yeah.
So depending on who becomes available as a coach, I could see Raheem Morris being on the chopping block. But if there's not a coach out there that can come in and replace him, he's not going anywhere.
I mean, that's the reason why. Go ahead, Asia.
Who will go first, Terry or Raheem, or they'll both go together?
Man, I would have to say Terry, because you forced Arthur Blank's hand and not hiring Bill Belichick. So since you told him not to hire Bill Belichick and keep you around, and then you have this type season, yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, and I've always said, and I know y'all don't agree with me, but Terry been working for New Orleans ever since he's been there. He's been getting a check from the New Orleans Saints. He hadn't been to the playoffs since he's been a Falcons GM. So he has completed and done everything that the Saints wanted him to do. Is the Falcons not make the playoffs.
we seem to be omitting the fact that the Falcons have gotten tired of the services of their young hoe, so they went out and got another kicker.
Yeah, go ahead, Smitty. Tell us about the new kicker we got.
He's just a rookie, man. He's off Minnesota's practice squad. I think Young Way Cool hip is still messed up, and he's been like that for about a month. So that's another thing that's past due. So just poor judgment as far as coaches and making coaching decisions to put the right players in. And it's still holds the field on this defensive linebacker especially. So like I said, this is going to be Raheem Morris' saving grace. This roster is still not to his liking. So that may buy him another year.
Okay. All right, Smith. I know you got the roll and get up out of here, man. I sure appreciate the update. And bro,
No doubt.
We'll talk to you soon, but appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Dez.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right, Smith.
Appreciate y'all.
All right now. There he is, Smitty Smith. Smitty Smoke Machine. Yes, sir. The YouTube icon. Smitty just turned it all the way up. All right, fellas, we go jump right on into our boy stop. Ballers and busters and boy stop. How about that? Yes, sir. Let's get it out. Baller, busters, and boy stop. All right, my baller for the week. He goes out to Travis Hunter for doing the impossible. Or at least that's what most people said. The impossible is winning the Heisman as a defensive player / offensive player, and he did it. He went in and won an award. He won a quarterback award at a receiver and defensive back position. I mean, my question is now, is he's worthy of the first pick of the draft?
Nope, because the first two pickers in the draft, according to where they're going, need quarterbacks. He should be, but they're going quarterback. Giants and Raiders going quarterbacks. He'll be number 3. Whenever they get through the little quick run on quarterbacks, then Travis Hunter is going to get picked unless they pull a fast one.
Yeah, that's Carolina. And Carolina got the 3rd pick right now, don't they?
Yep. I think it's the Giants. Might be the Patriots.
Oh, okay. Them two, yeah.
Ace is gone. Bye, Ace. Where you at?
Coach, go ahead and give me your baller.
My baller is the quarterback for Milton High School last night. I forgot his name, Paul Nichols, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In their 56-35 win over Langston Hughes. He only missed one completion.
Wow.
21-22 for over 450 yards, about 5 or 6 touchdowns. Yeah, that game last night, halftime was 42-35 Milton. And then he said, well, we just need a couple more touchdowns. We'll be all right. And he got those other touchdowns and won a state championship for Milton.
Milton won the championship, man.
Over Langston Hughes.
Wow. All right, Ace, so what you got for your baller?
I'm going to go with the Greek Freak. The NBA Cup championship, triple-double. Milwaukee wins it. Yeah. I give it to him. I think he went like, 26, 19, and 10, something like that. So that's my baller.
That was pretty easy, that one. All right, then it's time for the busters. All right, man, my buster goes out to the distractors who continues to have something to say about Dion because Jackson State won the Celebration Bowl and Dion never did. And my rebuttal was, well, whose players did Coach Taylor use?
Simple.
I mean, he didn't leave the cup empty.
Nope, not at all.
So and I'm sure he told some players to stay, you'll shine.
Exactly.
But you gonna always have some folks that have something to say. So my buster goes to the people who continue to have something to say about Dion, and he's not even at Jackson State, but Jackson State wins the Celebration Bowl, and he gets knocked for never not winning it, even though he went there twice. All right, Coach, what you got?
I'm on the same line. My buster goes to the people who continually worry about Travis Hunter and his fiance's love life all over the internet. I'm like, oh God, everybody's a counselor nowadays. Don't do it. Don't do it. Everybody knows their situation. I mean, those two seem to be happy, and I need him, Travis, get off social media completely. Stop worrying about what people say, and just concentrate on your football game coming up against BYU. You don't have to respond to anybody. You know your situation. Stop letting people get to you. I know he's a young fella, 20-something years old, and I know it's annoying, but you need to blank out social media for all the way through whatever time. Live your life and go on and get ready for enjoy your Heisman Trophy and get ready for BYU. Oh, and also, whenever you get a chance, invite me to the house. I'm a good house guest. I just want to come out there and eat a little food, which I'll cook for you if you need me to.
There it is. All right, Ace, so what you got? Your bust.
And it's gotta be Kirk Cousins.
No.
Got benched.
Yeah.
1 touchdown, 9 interceptions over the last 4 games. I mean, it's an easy call. It's the buster of the week is Kirk Cousins, and he probably will never make another snap in an Atlanta Falcons jersey.
Yeah.
Now on the flip side, you could be like, well, he's still about to get his $100 million, but that's the.
I hope he rented instead of buy.
I know, right?
Hey, funny thing about it, I'm not sure if y'all knew this, but Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix stay in the same subdivision. They stay down the street from each other.
Ain't that something? Sure.
And they carpool to work.
Yeah, that's gonna be in. That's gonna end soon.
To be honest with you, HO, I don't think it bothers to a degree. I don't think it bothers Cousins too much. When I say it doesn't bother him, I'm not saying he's not competitive. He not upset about not playing well, but the man has made $400 million in his career and has only won 1 playoff game. His agent is the GOAT of agents. He's if there was a Hall of Fame for agents, he'd be the first one. He in there. He top 5. He in there. And so, like I say, I'm not saying Cousins not competitive, but at the same time, he ain't losing no sleep.
Nope.
I agree.
Not at all.
All right, here we go with the bus stop. Yeah, with the bus stop. My bus stop goes out to, I don't know who to give it to at this point. I don't know whether should I give it to yeah, I'm going to give it to Nike. What took you so long to sign Asia Wilson? What the hell were you waiting on? She's been the best player in the WNBA for the last 4 years, and only this year is when you give her a contract. A 6-year deal signed by Nike. Nike, I know you've been watching the game. Ain't no way you have not seen this girl perform. Back-to-back champion, back-to-back MVP, and only when the WNBA blows up, now you decide to give her a 6-year deal in her own shoe. Boy, stop. Oh, that's a good one, Dad.
You did. You almost.
Yeah, that's a good one now. All right, Asa, what's your boy stop?
I think my boy stop. I'm gonna go back to Travis Hunter and him and his fiance. They just need a PR team, and they need to stay off the internet, off social media. I seen the clip of him, basically trying to come to the defense of his fiance, and he made himself look worse than he did more. you did more harm than good, in my opinion, as far as because you're not going to be able to appease these people who are internet warriors, behind the scene. You're not going to be able to appease them. So, you just need to, like Coach was saying last time, you need to let it go. Concentrate on your upcoming bowl game and get ready for the draft and understand how your life is going to change, or get adjusted for how your life has forever been changed in winning the Heisman Trophy.
I think she's a content creator. That's why they on social media.
Then it's a problem. Then
she take a break.
Yeah, she did take a break because she ain't winning either. She ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, you're not going to. You're always going to look like it's not gonna. It's just not gonna happen. There's no good coming out of it. So find some other hobby.
Yep.
But those are my boys. If I was on here last week, it would have been the San Francisco 49ers guy for walking off the field. But I wasn't here last week.
All right, Maurice chimed in and said definitely they need a PR training.
Yep.
Coach, did you do your boy stop, Coach?
No. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers was asked, was he worried about the Pittsburgh secondary? He said, what worried you about the Pittsburgh defense? He said, nothing. He said, we wide open. We just gotta catch the ball. They really can't stop us. Zay Flowers, as far as the game you got against the Steelers, Sonny, as far as your chances of winning, let me let you in on a little secret. I want you to hear this song, and you don't have to listen to the 4 words. That's all you need to hear, Zay Flowers. You can't win. You won't win Saturday. So you can start all your chirping. See if you can hold on to the ball, Sonny, and help Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar Jackson is trying to win an MVP and a Super Bowl title. He may get one, but he won't get the other one.
All right, Dad said he got honorable mention that the Braves making the moves yet.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
Yeah, they signed
they losing people.
They signed Dela Cruz or somebody from Pittsburgh. A non-contract.
They losing the arm race though.
Yeah, they are. Coach, you weren't mad about Freed leaving, were you?
It's disappointing, but you just gotta roll with it. Strider will be back.
Yeah, so, it won't be back. It won't be till probably May or June.
That's true.
Any more buses? Any more honorable mention buses? Boy, stop. Going once, going twice. All right, we're about to move on. About to move on to our round table discussion. Let me pull this up. All right, here we go. Round table discussion. All right, so we didn't get to this topic up in the hot news, but are you still proud of the Hawks for what they have accomplished in this NBA season thus far? Getting to the semifinals of the NBA Cup. Are you still proud of the Hawks, even though Milwaukee sent them home because they couldn't make a three and the referees were not fair to us? I'm gonna start with you, Ace. Are you proud of the Hawks still?
I listen. I gotta eat some of my words. I was on here at the beginning of the season. I questioned what the Hawks were. I think I asked the question: do we know what the Hawks are?
It was fair.
And so to see them so far, I think they're in the 5 seed, right in the thick of things. If the playoffs started today, they would be in the playoffs, not in a play-in. So that is an improvement. We haven't said them being in a playoff position since a few years ago when they made that Eastern Final run. So it's what is happening now is going to be interesting to see what they do if the Hawks can keep this up. To see what they do with Trey Young. Are they going to sign him and give him
204.
give him that max deal, or are they going to truly rebuild and go and see if they can get a haul for him and continue to build through the draft? It'll be interesting. This year, the play of the Hawks is making it hard it's going to make the front office make a hard decision.
Coach, what you think?
They seem to have turned the corner a bit in figuring out the lineup. Quinn Snyder seemed to have gotten there. He getting the right pieces together. They just caught a Milwaukee Bucks team who had won 12 out of the last 14 and who was on fire. Milwaukee saying trying to keep Doc Rivers around. I don't know why, but they're trying to keep him around. So they didn't pick it up and Dame and Giannis have seemed to gotten a look with each other like, hey, it's us or nobody else, and we gonna run this thing. So they trying to hit a gear and run this thing. The Hawks should be looking at getting in the top 3 or so. I think they can. They don't need to be in the play-in. They need to try to work past that and try to pick it up a little bit. Now, can they win the title? You got the Celtics and the Cavaliers and a couple other teams up there in the top of them, but hey, they beat the Cavaliers, so long season.
And my fault. Right now they're at 7, but they're like a half game back of Milwaukee for the fifth place in the East.
Okay.
So to coach's point, just keep on building. Like I said, they've seemed to turn the corner. I never thought Snyder wasn't a good coach. I think people didn't realize what he actually did with Utah for several years, with only one star or / superstar with Donovan Mitchell, and then he had Gobert as the defensive stopper. But they were never had the star talent as the Warriors and Lakers and teams like that. But he put together a solid team. So. Like I said, I'm eating my words a little bit about them. I'll be honest with you, the way Trey handled himself, this season, and the way he handled being a villain against the Knicks, I actually, you had me like, okay, Trey, I see you out there, 7-11, them boys on the court. You know what I mean? He made me say, okay, I'm with you. So
do we get DeAndre Hunter some props for stepping up his game?
Yes.
I know we've been killing him.
Yes.
Yeah, he gets some. He gets some. He's been playing well, and adding to the to the game. So yeah, he gets some credit. They just gotta keep it together.
All right, I think Dez may have summed this up about as best as we can. It was good, but we ain't in a position to celebrate more victories. We need a deep playoff run.
Yep.
Hey, Dez, let's just see if they can get to the 6th seed, and let's celebrate that. That deep playoff run away. Let's baby step, baby. Let's baby step.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Dez said,
let's not be.
Yeah, Dad said he was hard on Hunter too, but Hunter and Dyson Daniels are the reason, and Trey are the reason, and Jalen Johnson. Hell, I can keep going, and Bogey, and the bench. I mean, it's a number of reasons why the Hawks are over 500 right now when they didn't look like they was going nowhere. But Hunter has become a consistent 20-point scorer off the bench, and that's something that we needed. And Bogan continues to hit threes. Veach is back. Garrison Matthews is balling. And Jalen Johnson, my goodness. if him and Trey not all stars this year, it got to be some up with that. All right, fellas. Speaking of all-star, the all-star game has decided to change the format.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Again.
So we got 4 teams. Kenny, Shaq, and Barkley go pick their 3 teams. And the 4th team would be the winner of the first-year player versus the second-year player team. Do y'all like this format?
Hey,
24 players, 8 players on each team.
Just be honest. And it's one solution. Until the players treated seriously, don't nobody care. Nobody cares. The players don't treat it seriously. They think it's an exhibition. They go out there and throw alley oops and shoot
so they put a whole lot of money on the table. So they're trying to make it interesting this year. So they have added money to the winners of the tournament.
Yeah. It's still if it ain't the worst all-star game in big major league sports, it's in the top 2. That's for sure. Because they don't even treat it like anything. Like I said, throwing alley-oop dunks, everybody standing around, sitting there, you shoot 50-foot jumpers and all that. They don't even take it serious.
Yeah. Hey, sir, what you think?
I mean, I don't know how you fix it, because the way it used to be was because you had guys that were still trying to play for contracts. And when I say contracts, endorsement contracts and shoe deals and all the money that came with getting, being an all-star and becoming a household name. These guys make that money off a shoe deal. So there's really no incentive. So the fans are going to just have to deal with the way the game is going to be played all-star wise. It's just, I honestly probably would flip it. I would make the all-star game Saturday and make the rookies against the world Sunday, because it's a better game.
Yeah.
Because those guys are actually playing to become known. Mm-hmm. Those guys in the rookie and against the world game. So I would flip it. I would make the all-star game Saturday and shorten it and make it part of the whatever that festivities and put and shine on the rookies against the world. And also too, the NBA probably in my opinion, needs to do that, because I think right now we as a general public, we're tired of a handful of players. We're tired of them. I think this is not a hate on LeBron, but I think we just tired of seeing him. LeBron, go somewhere and pass it. Like, it's been 22 years, partner. We're tired of seeing you, especially when you quote unquote haven't won at the clip that some of the other greats have won. I think there's a Steph Curry fatigue as well. I think a lot of people might blame. I see people giving me the thumbs down, but I think people might have a Steph Curry fatigue. I think people might blame Steph for, or Golden State, but Steph for the way the game is played now, as far as all the 3-point shots and people trying to emulate him, and there's not a post game and things of that nature. So I think maybe the league might need to, like I said, flip the game, just so that we can kind of learn who these young boys are and learn who some of these world players are, because they are going to have to be the face of the league here soon. Because, I mean, LeBron is probably going to be done, if not this year, next year for sure. And I don't see Curry being too far behind.
Did they ever figure out what LeBron was missing?
No, I didn't hear anything. I just heard he took a leave of absence for a minute.
Yeah, he just seemed to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do
it. I think this is last year too. I think it's over. His goal is achieved. He got his son in the league. He played with him time ago. Be an ambassador for the league. Him and Steph and all those. It's hard to say. It sounds funny. Older cats. Time to shut it down.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Played a couple of years too long. But to your point, Coach, he had some goals. He wanted to scoring records, some couple of goals, and obviously play with his son. So those things have been checked off.
All right, here we go, fellas. NFL playoff picture. How about that? NFL playoff picture. We got Chiefs are number 1 in the AFC, Bills number 2, Steelers 3, and the Texans are 4. In the hunt, we got the Ravens 5, Broncos 6, Chargers are number 7, and on the bubble, the Colts, Dolphins, and the Bengals. How about that? All right, over in the NFC side, the Lions, Eagles, 1 and 2. Looks like they got the Vikings at number 5. Bucks 3, Rams 4, Packers 6, Washington 7, Seattle 8, and the Falcons are 9. Tiebreaker over the Cardinals. All right, fellas, my question to you is, what is your surprise in the playoff picture right now? NFC or AFC, it don't matter. Coach, you want to go first?
It'll continue to be the Denver Broncos. Broncos will not expect to do anything with a rookie quarterback. Well, even though Bo Nix is 38 years old, but still, they're not expecting to do anything with Bo Nix. And he has led them to a playoff berth. But the biggest loser in all this, or could be,
Broncos 9 and 5 right now.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. The Colts, Jonathan Taylor, you too old, man. Come on. How many times your coach used to tell you back in the day, run past the line, get a ball to the referee, that means you in, and then go celebrate on the sideline.
That should have been my buster of the week. My bad. Good call, Coach.
I forgot about that one. My gosh, man. You fumbling away a chance for your team to make the playoffs because you trying to drop the ball before you even cross the line. I mean, just do like they used to teach you.
That ought to be an NFL fine at this point. It didn't happen so many times.
Now, ain't no need to fine them. They finding themselves. Loss of possession, no points.
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, all the teams that's eliminated from the playoffs. The Jets, the Browns, Jaguars, Titans, Patriots, and the Raiders on the AFC side. NFC, the Bears, Panthers, and the Giants.
Boy, the Cowboys still hanging in there, boy.
Yeah, they number 12 right now.
Ain't that something?
Mathematically,
if they can beat the Buccaneers Sunday night. Boom, boom. There you go. All right, Ace, what you got? What's your surprise?
My surprise, I'm gonna be with Coach. My surprise is Denver. I didn't think Sean Payton would be as successful with Bo Nix as he's been. So that's my surprise there. I got two surprises in the NFC West. I'm surprised as good as the Broncos, and I'm also a little slightly disappointed on the Chargers. I mean, they're 8-6, but I thought they would have been a little bit better. I thought Harbaugh would have been able to give them a little bit better of a bump in his first year. But that's my main surprise is Denver being 9-5. At this point of the year and in the driver's seat of being able to make the playoffs as a wild card. And in the NFC, I got three teams that I'm surprised with. Is the whole NFC North. You looking at probably having you could possibly have 11-6 Green Bay maybe.
Yeah.
And be a wild card. But they could get to I feel like they got a chance. They could get to 12 wins.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have 3 teams out of the NFC North, obviously with 10 plus wins, but maybe 11 plus wins, and 2 of them gonna be a wild card.
Yeah, that's strong now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's my surprise in the NFC is all of the NFC North. And I'm even surprised with the Bears. Now I'm not surprised maybe the Bears not making the playoffs. I thought they might have had a chance, but I am surprised that they're are looking as bad as they are looking at 4-10. I thought they might have been closer to like a 7-10, 8-9 team at worst. So the NFC North has surprised me up and down.
The fight to go to New Orleans is what they're calling it.
The fight to go through New Orleans. Oh,
Who would surprise you if they don't make the team, don't make the playoffs?
I think the team that would be surprised would be Tampa Bay winning the division. Especially a month ago, 90% of us would have said Atlanta got the division on lock.
Yeah.
So
We're running away.
seeing Tampa, and actually, I'm also surprised to see how well Baker is playing. Baker Baker. He's not going to win the MVP, but he might be on some people's ballots, though. I can understand them giving him a couple of votes. Baker didn't have 2 of his wide receivers for about 3 or 4 weeks. It's hard to not have. It's hard to lose your main target, but it's hard to lose both of your targets. He didn't have Evans for 2 or 3 weeks. Godwin is gone for the whole season. So he out there balling with the backups.
The Falcons have a 31% chance of making the playoff right now. If they win, it goes up to 39%. If they lose, it drops down to 10. It's going to be tough. All right, let's go to Tampa. Tampa right now, current 83% to make the playoff. If they lose, it goes down to 65%. If they win, 93%.
Wow.
And this is compliments to NFL.com. Right now, the Packers are 99% to make the playoff. If they lose, 98. If they win, it's 99. Wow.
That's easy.
So Packers are basically in with a 10-4 record, and like they used to say, they'll be a wild card. And but the Vikings are already 12-2. And the Lions is the head of the division. Wow. Whew. 4 spots available other than, so 3 spots has already been claimed. That's the Lions, Eagles, and the Vikings. Now we're trying to figure out 3, 4, 5, and 6. No, that's tough right there.
Yeah, if the Lions make Super Bowl, they need to give Dan Campbell the coach of the year for the next 10 years, considering what he got to go through.
All right, what team don't you want to see making the playoffs? What team you don't want to face once the playoffs start?
You ain't got to ask
Green
me.
Bay.
Buffalo.
Oh, well, I'm about to say on which side you starting with, HO? Which side, AFC or NFC?
You tell me. Give me yours on both sides.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see Green Bay. Well, the Rams. Can the Rams make it? It's possible that they make it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. I forgot to give our Buster Award to Cooper Kupp for getting 0 in fantasy this past week. I don't know if I should have gave it to Cooper Kupp or his quarterback.
But I'm gonna say Green Bay again. Like I said, you're gonna have I'm gonna say this, Ho too. We didn't bring it up. I mentioned the Falcons not making the playoffs. I actually don't want to see the Falcons make the playoffs, sneak and get in, because they're gonna have a home game, but you're gonna wind up either getting Minnesota or getting Green Bay come to you, and
Yeah.
your you know, Green Bay or Minnesota, but Green Bay, you see how they boat raced Dallas last year,
Yeah.
and was a play or two away from beating San Fran in the next round, the divisional round. I That's the team who I don't want to see. I don't want to see Green Bay. I believe with Minnesota, they're playing great. Dalton's having a great year. It's just something I still just don't trust. I don't trust Andy Dalton. I just don't. I got to see it to believe it. But I have more faith in LaFleur, the coach for Green Bay, and Jordan Love and Jacobs at the in the
Hold
running
on.
back position.
You said Andy Dalton. Who are you talking about?
I'm not Andy Dalton. Sam Donald. I apologize.
Okay.
No.
Sam Donald.
I was
They
gonna say-
wanted the same to me. My bad. Sam Donald. I apologize. I don't apologize to them. I apologize for confusing the two. They
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, when you say Andy Dalton, I'm like, whoa. Andy has made a resurgence. You know, if the ball, I mean, I don't want to see Buffalo. I'm not. Kansas City doesn't scare me this year because of just Patrick Mahomes, like he's one injury away from being out for the rest of the playoffs. But I think I really think that Mahomes need to be investigated because just like the $6 million man, that boy got some bionics in him. Anybody that come off a high ankle sprain or strained toenail or anything and don't blink an eye and say, I'll be ready. Like, golly, it's something going on with him. It's something illegal going on, some substance abuse.
He on that TB12, baby. We never questioned TB12. He on that TB12.
That's true. No
That
comment.
TB12 was good to go. We never has anybody figured out what a TB12 is? And we investigated what TB12 is.
Everybody should know by now what it is.
Okay, then you on that TB12, baby. You all right?
Up in that broadcasting and everything. So
Put it right between the big toe. They won't see the needle mark there.
There you go. All right, fellas, it's time for the 3-point shot.
uh-oh.
I ain't gonna hold you long tonight. It's gonna be very, very quick, and I got 2 truths and a lie, and then I got something else going on as well. So, who would you pick? I'm gonna start out with the 2 truths and a lie. Let me get my thing up here. I got 3 questions. You got to name either the lie or give me the truth. The first question is, Dominique Wilkins decommitted from NC State, then signed with Georgia. Number 2, Most Def, the rapper / actor, name is Dante Smith. Dan Patrick, huh?
It's Dante Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lie.
All right. Dan Patrick, the famous ESPN veteran. Dan Patrick is his real name. So those are the 3. Dominique decommitted from NC State to go to Georgia. Most Def real name is Dante Smith, and Dan Patrick is his real name. 2 truths are in there, and 1 is a lie. Anybody want to go first?
Let's see if I can score. I want to go with the 2 truths are Dominique and Most Def, and the lie is Dan Patrick.
Okay. I ain't go. I'm gonna give you the answer after coach.
Man,
Anybody in the chat want to go? Let me know.
most deaf name is not Dominique Smith. What's his name? Dwight Smith? No.
Dante.
Dante Smith? No. Not even close. That's the lie.
All right. So coach give me that as the lie. And let me see. Dad said he's not sure, but I think Dan Patrick is the lie.
Wait a minute. Whoa. You seem a little too sure about that.
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm at to change.
Why you say
You see,
what I got to do with it?
I don't know. You rolling that out pretty smooth, like that may be his name.
Hold on. Regina said she agreed with coach.
That's that Mississippian, y'all.
Yeah, Meridian going on. You told me how y'all hunt down there and hang the animals on the tree so the blood can bleed out. Yeah, I know the whole story, coach.
Oh, okay. Asa, which one did you say was a lie, Asa?
I said the two truths were Dominique and Most Def, and the lie was Dan Patrick.
I'm gonna ride with Asa.
You gonna ride with Asa?
Yeah. If you jump right over that Most Def, I don't know about you.
No, you gonna go with Asa?
Yep.
Hey, right, I've been bad at this, coach. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to go with this Titanic.
I'm gonna give it to you. Dominique Wilkins did sign with NC State because it was a crime if you lived in North Carolina to go out of the state of the ACC. But they ran him out. They ran him out of town for whatever reason. He moved from North Carolina to Georgia, and that's when he went to Georgia. And Dad said, I don't think Dan is his full name. So Dan Patrick is the lie. Dan Patrick's name is Dan Patrick Pugh. Pugh is his last name. He uses his middle name as his last name.
Okay.
And Dante Smith is Most Def real name.
Yeah, that one sounded kind of suspect.
Well, I won on this round. You know, I've been bad the last few weeks to kind of redeem myself.
All right, so which would you choose? If you was a high school recruit in football, number 5 player in the nation, you got Deion Sanders as your coach, Nick Saban as your coach, Bill Belichick as your coach, and Kirby Smart all recruiting you at one time.
Oh, Lord.
Which school are you going to?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dominique. Deion Sanders, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, and Kirby Smart. All recruiting you. Who would you love? Who would you want to play for?
I'm gonna go. I don't like Georgia, so I'm gonna go with Deion.
Y'all ain't got quiet on me.
Belichick hadn't got it in yet. I know he's gonna keep.
Dan said, "What position that matters? If you the quarterback."
Yeah.
Oh, quarterback. I know he ain't going to Georgia.
Okay.
If I'm the quarterback.
Hold on. Let me see. Any skill position: quarterback, running back, or wide receiver.
Okay.
I think I'm going to Deion right now. I'm going to Deion.
You going to Deion?
I'm going to Deion. I know it's a gift and a curse, but as the quarterback, I'm gonna get eyes on me. Now, not to say I won't get eyes in Georgia because it's an SEC school and you're going to get eyes, but I'm going to have, for right now, I probably will have a little bit less competition and just as much eyes on me at Colorado than I would have at, say, Georgia.
Okay.
At the quarterback position. And in any other position, I'm going to Deion because I know I can start and get playing time. Whereas I may have to wait a year or two if I got to go to Georgia and sit behind. You know what I mean? So no matter how you cut it up right now, I'm going to Dion.
All right, Regina says she going to Dion as well.
Yeah, Ace, you may at Georgia, you still gotta wait on
Yeah,
somebody.
said Dion, if his D line give me Curry, running backs, the linebacker saving.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right, that's a good one, Dez. I like that. Let me see. Regina, a basketball player, but she got some football knowledge, I see. If you want to get noticed, start with Dion. I can go with that. That's a pretty good observation for a woman from Mississippi.
Woo! Boy, pew, 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 pew. How you gonna do the Mississippi people that way, H.O.? H.O. How you gonna shoot? How you gonna shoot the shots out like that?
Look, I think she's going to Colorado because they hunt in Colorado.
Hold on. Let me stop the show right now.
You made Coach sit up, H.O.
Everybody don't hunt in Mississippi. They hunt in Georgia.
Oh, I agree.
Thank you.
Hey, H.O. They ain't hunting, they fishing.
They fish in Georgia.
Yeah, my daddy was a fisher. Rest in peace. But yeah, man, that's I think I got one more for y'all.
Backhanded compliments.
My bad. I figured we'll get a little. I listen. I said I was a part-time comedian.
You made Coach set up, boy. Coach set up on that one. Coach coming for you, H.O.
He gonna be sitting at Easy Grill and choke on one himself. Something gonna happen. I don't understand. I'm not quite sure.
Well, with the way Zach Edie going, Coach, you gonna be paying for me and Hancock food. I eat out. Here we go. I mean, getting hurt ain't gonna help his average.
I can see, Asa, that I'm gonna be watching this show from a distance somewhere.
You know how it go, Coach. They don't let nothing go.
My last one for the night. If you are if you finally get your Christmas break and you go binge watch any TV, you go binge watch TV, but the only channel you get is old school channel. Martin, Sanford and Son, or Living Single.
Oh, had to slide that one in there.
Yeah, Martin, Sanford and Son, or Living Single. Who you going with?
Martin ain't even in consideration because he's corny, so I don't even count him.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with barely Sanford and Son, because I just need to see what Fred and Lamont gonna get into. Living Single was right there, but I can only look at the ladies so many times before I like them. I'm gonna go with Sanford and Son.
All right, so Regina says she's going with Martin, so she must be using her Pittsburgh roots on that one. All right, Asa, what you got?
I'm going.
See that he go again.
I'm going. Believe it or not, I'm going Sanford and Son.
No, Sanford and Son is good. Should I throw the Jeffersons in now? Would that have helped?
It wouldn't.
I would have went to the Jeffersons too. I was raised.
All right, so I promise you this is the last one because we gotta go. Last show of the season or the year, but look, we having fun. Boys in the Hood, Minister Society, or Players Club?
Boys in the Hood.
Players Club.
No,
all you do is spin.
I didn't think he was that corny, Diaz. I just thought some of the things he did and said were a little over the top.
Oh, okay.
All you do is spin records.
Yeah.
Magilla, Gorilla, Magilla. My boy Bernie.
So hold on, Ace. You going with Players Club?
Yes, sir.
All right, coaches, you going with Boys in the Hood?
Yes, sir.
Dad say he going with the Menace to Society. Regina say she going with Boys in the Hood too. So I guess y'all back in Meridian now.
These other guys, you like digging at that hometown. Why you?
Ain't nothing wrong with Meridian. I like Mississippi. Listen, I like Mississippi. I love
Yeah,
Mississippi.
that's okay. I know I saw this. I know.
What's
I saw you know.
Hey, what's the
I'm out of it, coach. I'm out of it. It ain't me.
Hey, what's the casino up there in Mississippi that I like to go to?
It's down on the coast.
Yeah, right there, right outside of Memphis.
Oh, you talking about Tunica? Oh,
Tunica, yeah.
You up there in Tunica?
Yeah, Tunica. I like that. I'm Hancock went to Memphis this past weekend. But before we go, we got to get Handshot. His birthday was on the 15th. We had a happy birthday waiting on him, so we're gonna throw a happy birthday now waiting on Mr. Hancock as he celebrated his birthday with his dad in Memphis, Tennessee. I think he went to A&R Barbecue.
Oh yeah, he ate good then.
Myth 10.
Yes, sir. A&R Barbecue.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your time in Tunica because I will have people waiting on you.
Uh-oh. Don't do it to me, Carl.
You won't be able to come there. And then as soon as you cross the state line, they'll be like, no, sir. Stay in Memphis, stay in Tennessee.
Stay in Memphis, stay in Tennessee.
Yeah, go to the store. They don't have a what's the name in Memphis, I don't think, Big Easy Grill.
No, I don't think so. All right, man, that's going to end our last show of the season. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate our new listener, Miss Regina, all the way from the Mississippi, the cricket ladder. And shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers as Coach and Gina root for the Steelstown Steelers. But yes, shout out to Coach and Asa for coming through, man, and helping me with this last show of the year, man. I sure appreciate it. Hancock said thank you, appreciate it. Smitty for stopping through, giving us that MP9 report as the Falcons are. The point spread went up by 4 points after they named Penn as the starter.
Well, that's because the turnover, they turnover projection went down too.
Yeah, and they flexed the game before the trade was announced, which means the NFL knew the trade was.
Yeah, you about to have the two rookie quarterbacks playing.
Exactly.
With Washington.
The announcement was made. The NFL knew that Pennies was going to start before the announcement was made, so they flexed the game before the announcement was made. So that was a telltale sign that something was going on internally.
Okay.
Just to give y'all a heads up on that. Happy holidays to you. All right, those are my shout-outs. Go ahead, Ace. Give me your shout-outs, buddy.
Hey, shout out one more time to SRT, UHO, Coach. Appreciate it. Always have a good time when I'm able to jump on and join. D-Will and those guys, shout out to them as well. Your SRT fan base, always a good time. Them jumping in and participating, so always having a good time. One time to my partner, Don, with DNA Sports Talk. You can find us on every social media, DNA Sports Talk, Instagram, X, Facebook, Snapchat, to interact with us as well. And, getting ready for 2025.
It is. All right, Cole, what you got, bro?
Shout out to all the people, Miss Regina, Dan, everybody who joined us today. Shout out to Asa. Good to always see you, my brother, from DNA Sports Talk. Shout out to my boys from the Red Rail Sports Show, Red, and Amani. See y'all Saturday, 11 to whenever. And everybody, hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Asa, who's the host of the show? You know this show?
Say that last part again?
Who's the host of this show?
The SRT show?
Yeah,
Oh, it's HO.
Okay.
HO from Bankhead.
Well, all I can say is
HO
is on the show, but right now he got to go. I'm not gonna talk about him anymore. It's his show. It's his.
You on the naughty list, HO?
No, I hope Duke lose every game. I will.
Oh no! Oh no! Just when I'm about to get me a national championship jacket from Duke with all the titles on there. Yes, sir. Man, it's been a good one. It's been great, man. We so appreciate everybody tuning in, and it's always fun. We'll see y'all on January the 1st, the start of the new year, Wednesday night, January the 1st. Yes, sir. With that being said, for Hancock, for Coach, for Asa, for D. Will, I'm your main man, HO from Bankhead, RIP Moms and Pops. And this is the SRT. And we out. See y'all in 2025. Last show of the season. And we out. Peace.